Ark is amazing, everybody, and I think everybody would agree that he is the polar opposite of Ainz from Overlord. Not only in his personality, but in his freaking class, too, because he's a warrior while Ainz is a mage. So, this is going to be my review for Skeleton Knight in Another World, Episode 2. The plot of this episode is he's trying to get his first job as a mercenary now that he's joined the mercenary guild, and he ends up picking a basic job where he goes and escorts a young girl who's going to get herbs in the forest. The girl, Marka, I think is what her name was, she wants to pick herbs because she wants to help her mother out because her father died the year before, and her mother is out trying to get, in the field and everything and take care of that. She wants to help her mother out, so she goes to pick herbs like her father did. However, she thinks her mother wouldn't approve because, it's dangerous out there. So she has asked to have a guard help her while she's out there. Ark takes the job, and she was not expecting a knight in gigantic, fancy-looking armor to come and help her. She probably figured it would just be some lowly mercenary or something. And while they're out and about in the forest, they come across a little multi-tailed kitsune that he heals with one of his abilities. Apparently one of his monk abilities. And now this little kitsune wants to be his traveling companion. He essentially loves him at this point. And he decides to name it Ponta? Something like that. And now he has a traveling companion in Ponta. When they end up getting to where they have to go, where all the herbs are growing, apparently it looks like a white cherry blossom tree from a distance. But it looks more like, I don't know, I wouldn't call them daffodils. Or not daffodils, daisies. They kind of look like daisies a little bit, but they're kind of not. Because apparently they're good for scrapes and stuff. But when they go over there, they end up getting attacked by what they called a basilisk. I don't know about you guys, but basilisks to me made me think of, like, Harry Potter, snakes. A snake with the gate that be able to turn people to stone, has poison fangs, stuff like that. But it looked more like an overgrown lizard with an extra pair of arms in the front. Is what it looked like to me. And Ark ends up taking it down, thankfully, with a very overpowered looking warrior, I'm guessing, paladin move called Power of Judgment, I think it was. Which he cleaved it in two, essentially, when he did that. I did notice that a ring that was on the creature's leg disappeared when it died, so I'm guessing somebody must have sent it there, or something was controlling it, or what, but he managed to get her home safely with a giant boar, I might add, and thankfully her mother was not angry, she was just worried, obviously. And he ended up leaving the village, and we find out later that apparently there was another basilisk with the same little collar thing on its leg that others had to take down as well, but they weren't so lucky that they ended up suffering a lot of casualties. I'm guessing that there's an enemy controlling the basilisks, and we have not seen the last of this person, whoever it is. Characters. Ponta is the most adorable little traveling companion I have ever seen, to be completely honest. And they were not terrified when they saw him without his helmet on. I found awesome. But that was at the end of the episode. And Marka, whatever her name was, I can't even remember. I just looked up the name. But yeah, she's adorable. She just wants to help. She's just a little girl who wants to help her mother. And I'm hoping that she'll pop up at some point later on when he has to come back to the village. Or she might have another quest for him, who knows. But yeah, she's adorable. And so was her sister, but we didn't get much screen time on her or her mother. But they seemed like a wholesome little family. And Ark obviously was badass as always. And I am curious as to who the one is controlling the basilisks, and probably other monsters in the future, and who the other people were that took down the other one, because they seem to be important characters that we might see later. Anyway, This show is amazing so far. It is the complete opposite of what Overlord is like, essentially, but in a good way, to be completely honest. I highly recommend, if you guys have not seen the show, I'd highly recommend to go watch it. It's only got a couple episodes so far on the dub, but it's awesome.